You're all very welcome to this evening session, whereby we are going to be having an opportunity to learn from the best people at sponsoring the whole of East Africa. Today is going to be a very good session. It's going to be a team building session. And that's why we've been able to call all the leaders to come and listen in to see how best we can be able to uplift our business and be able to grow our business. My name is Mohumza Justus, and I'll be your guest, your host tonight. And just before I call in our guest speakers, I would want to give you a brief history about these special, amazing top leaders in East Africa. Dr. Josphat and Pearose Kariuki have been friends to us and friends to our team for over 10 years. And they started business quite a few years ago. And I have seen this couple build this business for a very long time. I've seen this couple being the #1 in East Africa for a very, very long time. And we started off in a very simple way. I remember the first time that I actually met with Dr. Josphat and Pearose Kariuki was in 2011 at Kasarani, whereby we were all building business together. And at that point, we were actually at the same level in the business. And we were at the same level simply because we were doing one thing. We were keeping the main thing the main thing. We were sponsoring. In fact, today I was looking at one of the old magazines, the magazine for 2010, whereby I was #1 in the whole of East Africa, and #1 direct in the whole of East Africa. And Dr. Josphat and Pearose Kariuki were actually #4 in the whole of East Africa. But then what actually made me #1 ahead of them was because I was doing a lot of sponsoring. You know, over time, I've come a long way telling us that sponsoring is the main thing in the business. Once you're sponsoring, then the business is growing. So at that point, I was ahead of them because I was doing massive sponsoring. And then what happened later, I became so comfortable about where I was. I became so comfortable about what I was earning. And then I stopped sponsoring. Now, because I stopped sponsoring, my business actually became stagnant. My business kept at the same level. By then, actually, I was actually one Ruby director. I became a one Ruby director in 1 year and 1 month. And why I had that massive success at the start is because I was doing a lot of sponsoring. So when I became a one Ruby director, I became so comfortable and I stopped sponsoring. And my business has always been at the same level ever since then. Whereas our guest speakers that we are going to be learning from today, they never stopped sponsoring. They kept sponsoring. I have watched them be #1 in personal sponsoring in the whole of East Africa consistently for over 10 years. And because they kept on sponsoring, they actually became presidency members in about 2.5 years. Now that is the power of sponsoring. Now I've been requesting them, they are very, very busy people. I've been requesting them, please come and speak to us. Please come and train us. Please come and share with us the secrets on how you've been able to maintain your #1 position in personal sponsoring in the whole of East Africa for over 10 years. And today we have an opportunity to learn from the best and top in personal sponsoring in the whole of East Africa. I always tell them, when I grow up, I want to be like you, because they are living the kind of lifestyle, they are living the kind of dreams that I look forward to achieve. So Dr. Josphat Kariuki, Pearose Kariuki, please, you can take it on from here. Thank you so much. We look forward to learning from you and getting those special tips on how you have been able to rule East Africa for over 10 years and consistently. Thank you so much. Please.
Thank you so much, Justus. We were trying to agree on who will start, and so we thought you are the one who would help us in this, but unfortunately you left it. All right, so let me just pick it. And thank you so much, Ben. I love your team, King Lions, Pearose and myself. We're always talking about your leadership. We are so proud of you. And you've no idea, Team Lions, King Lions, where you are going, you've no idea. If we only had 3, 4, 5 leaders like Justus in East Africa, things will drastically change. Very resilient, duplicating leadership easily. And you have a president in making right there. Keep going, man. You are getting there within no time, and we can't wait to come and celebrate you in Uganda. Very good. So now, thank you for the assignment you've given us. With the Pearose here, it's a topic that we love talking about. It's part of us. We don't have to refer to some material somewhere. It has become part of us. So for those that perhaps you're meeting for the very first time, Dr. Kariuki Josphat is my name. And Pearose, seated with me here, is my wife. She'll be also coming in as we move on. We are blessed with 4 children. They are the reason why we are crazy the way we are crazy in building the business. And we say there's no point of playing it small if you can do it in an excellent way. You've got to choose either to be a mediocre or to be a champion. And by the way, when we started this business 14 years ago now, we looked at each other and said, we are going to crush this thing. And by the way, we've done it well, we thank God, but we feel like we have just started. We feel like we've not done a single thing. Before this, I was a full-time lecturer in the university. Pearose was a high school teacher. We joined this business for money. We were not sick. We were still young. I don't know whether we are still young.
Yeah.
All right. And so we joined for money, not for health. And we got it right from day one that money is in the size of your network. If you sponsor so many people and of course take care of them, then you make money even when you are asleep. And somebody said, if you cannot make money when you are asleep, then you'll work until you die.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't want that. To cut a long story short, we built this business, just as I said, in 2 years and some months. We were already president team members. Guess what? Before then, Pearose had already resigned from high school teaching. I shortly after that resigned from university teaching. So the people you are seeing here are not employees any longer. We were so fired up that we fired our bosses, enjoying financial freedom, time freedom, traveling around the world. Can't wait for next month on 11th to fly to Mauritius. Yes, it has not been walkover, but you see, when we started, we committed that we are going to do whatever it takes. Mm-hmm. And if there's anything, 1 or 2 things that you grab from what we'll be sharing with you, and it takes you all the way to present, then we'll live to celebrate that this evening did not go into waste. So I will give Pearose the first chance, perhaps. She's very, very good in sponsoring, so she will go first. In any case, here we say ladies first. How have we been number 1 for those years, as just as I said, please?
Wow, thank you, Team Lion Kings. Good evening. Good to talk to all of you this evening from Kenya, Nairobi. We are excited. Actually, we are still in the office, our office in town. We did not want to go home. We just wanted to wait for this meeting over here. And you know what? We love this team so much, especially your leaders. Justus is such a great leader, and you know, when he just requested us to speak to this team, we said, of course, it was a straight yes, because we have seen him and what he does and where he is taking this team. So we are excited together with my husband. We actually decided we are coming, both of us, because we do this business, both of us. It has been a great 14 years, and you know, I actually did the business. Within 7 months, we became Sapphire directors. And that is when I decided to resign my job of teaching in high school. And to date, I don't regret. I love this business with all my heart because it has done so much for us. And of course, we got to understand from the word go that this business you cannot build alone. You need people to build the business. And therefore, sponsoring. And of course, you know, each one of us admire or want to grow to build a huge empire. And in our business, you really have to sponsor. That is the oxygen of the business. That is, I mean, everything in this business is actually the main thing, as Justus already put it. So sponsoring is the act of bringing people into the business, getting other people who yourself to, getting other people who you are going to teach how they can do the business. So it is such a very important aspect in our business. And, you know, even as much as Justus is saying that we are the best in sponsoring in East Africa, guess what, guys? We did not know. We had no idea. Actually, the first month when we joined the business, we did not sponsor anyone. So our business is all about the willingness to learn. But we were told if you want to grow, you have to sponsor. So the best thing we had to do is to sit down and be taught. And so we became experts as we were taught. We started practicing, you know, we started practicing the act of sponsoring until we got it right. So what I'm going to encourage each one of us on this call tonight is that you will never be perfect at the beginning. You really have to start with being very messy. We were very messy. The first time we spoke to someone, of course, they just had to say no because we do not even know how to sponsor, how to get the business to these people. So it means that over the last many years that we've been in the business, we have been able to sit down, we have been able to learn. And when we learn, we started applying. And in the applying is when we did the practice. We did the practice until we became experts. So I want to encourage someone in this place today that if, for example, you think you can't be able to sponsor, everybody thought like that. So no one was born or joined the business knowing how to sponsor. You learn. So that is the key thing. So you have to be willing to learn and willing to go out and do it to sponsor. Yes, so the moment you build a huge business and bring in people who are able to also do what you are doing, that is when we say you have successfully sponsored people into your business. So you realize that you really need to sponsor in our business. And for you to sponsor, you have to learn the skills of the business. And we all know, if you have ever read the book GoPro or listened to Eric Ore by any chance, then you know that there are those skills that make someone to have successfully sponsored someone. And the first skill that you need to learn is the skill of prospecting. Going out, meeting people, you know, meeting people and getting to know them, creating a rapport with people, that is prospecting, not necessarily telling them the business in the initial stages. Creating a rapport with people. Number two is about inviting people to look at your business. So you cannot do both at the same time. You have to create a rapport, then you invite to look at the business, and then you present. It doesn't matter whether it is you presenting or you inviting them to a meeting, a training together with other people. And then after presenting, you need to close the person. and you close the person, you make them to either join you or buy your product. And if they don't join immediately or buy your product, then there is also the act of following them up. So once you follow up and close them after following up, that is now when you sponsor them, they join your business. But still, that is still you are actually in the stage of recruiting them. Recruiting is so different from sponsoring. So when you sign up somebody to your business, you have recruited them. It will be they will have been sponsored into your business once you show them how to do the business. So that is when we go to another step whereby now you show them starting them right, starting the distributor right. And this is where you launch the business to these people. You show them the kit, they share their dreams with you and all those kind of things. So those are the steps. We actually have 7 steps to become a professional in our business. And that is the steps to sponsoring. So it's not a one-time thing. You have to learn these steps. And therefore, trainings are so important. I must really tell everyone listening to me today that you really must train. This business is all about, learning new things. It doesn't matter what you knew in your workplace or whatever you've been doing previously. You really have to learn. So when you learn how to prospect, then it will be followed by inviting and then presenting, and now the rest of the things come. Because after presenting, you can close or you can follow up, and then you close them and they join your business. From there, now you start showing them how to do the business by starting them right. So this is so important. If you recruit people, you are just bringing people into the business. They don't even know what to do. You're just bringing them in and not guiding them on the ways of growing the business. So what we learned with, or what we were shown with Josphat at the beginning is, yes, bring people into the business and show them. But of course, I know, when people join the business or before they join the business, you really have to do a lot. One of the things that you must have is the act of patience, For you to sponsor, you need to have that patience and also consistently following up these people joining your business. So, of course, we say that the daily success habits is using the product, sharing the products whereby now you get customers, and then you share the opportunity to get people that you are going to build business with. Now you realize that we say in our business, the money is in the products. The money is in the products. But the power of this money is in the network that you have in the business. So sponsoring is very key because it gives the power of this money, So there will be so much money you will earn in the business if you are able to sponsor so many people. It's not about what you can do alone. It's about what you can do and other people can also do. So that is why sponsoring is really key in the business. Now, for the past 10 years or 12, about 12 years in the business, we have been able to sponsor an average of 13 to 15 people in a month. That is average of 13 to 15 people in a month. Why? Because we are always there creating conversations. If you want to sponsor, make sure you are always creating conversations with people. Talk to people, and of course with a goal of getting them to join your business. So personally, I have been sponsoring. Actually, for me and Josphat, we compete in the sponsoring. So this month I bring 5, he brings 8. I bring 10, he brings 5. Actually, there is a record month during COVID. We sponsored a straight 24 people in one given month. So it means that everybody can do it. Whatever one person can do, the other person can do. And I know you, especially the people in this team, they can be able to do what other people have done. You've always shown us the way. Now, what I discovered, and the secret that we discovered with Josphat is that all top income earners, after studying so many people in network marketing, all top income earners in network marketing are also top sponsors. So if you want to be among the top income earners in our business, you must also be a top sponsor. You must be one of those people who are always, you know, striving to sponsor. And you have to really have a specific number at the beginning of the month. At the beginning of the month, have a specific number of people that you want to sponsor. Me and Josphat, even in our vision board, we have written, we want to sponsor every month 20 people. And most of the time we find ourselves, we are sponsored 16, 17, 14, you know, because they say that you target the sun, but if you reach the moon, you will be very excited that you are in one of the stars. So always have a very high number that you want to sponsor. This will help you to be able to target very high, but even if you fall short, it is just slightly lower. And guess what, guys? When we focus on 20, we also bring it down to every week, how many people should we sponsor? So if we say 20 in a month, remember there, we consider like we have 5 days in the week. It means that we are sponsoring one person a day. So when a day goes by without sponsoring, we start actually asking ourselves, why have we not sponsored? Is it that we are not prospecting enough? Is it that we are not inviting enough? Is it that we are not presenting one-on-one presentations to people enough? And that is where now we actually have to cut down. You know, we have to really look at every week, are we really doing it? Every day, are we really doing it? And therefore, we are able to measure progress. So just know that all top income earners are best in sponsoring or are top sponsors. So if you want money, and I believe all of us on this call tonight, you want money, do what? You do sponsor. And of course, in our business, we have the personal sponsoring, whereby the people you bring yourself. And then there is the team sponsoring, where now your team will follow suit. So the main reason why we have been sponsoring is really because we want also to show our team that it is doable. So you have to sponsor if you really want to be a great leader. So you want money, go out and sponsor. And you may ask us, Pearose and Josphat, why are you sponsoring so many people? Why? Don't you just want to sponsor 2 people and bring them up and grow them and, you know, help them to grow? No, you really have to sponsor. We actually understood our business is a numbers game. And therefore, you find that, yes, you sponsor or you recruit so many people, but the real people that will do the business is about 20% of the people that you bring into the business. So why are we getting in so many people like we did 24? Because we understand that 20% of the people that you bring finally do the business or grow their businesses. So that is why we need to bring so many people. So if you do not sponsor enough people, you will never find the top 20%. Hello? Because 20% of the people who join your team will do the 80% of the work. So if you really want to get enough people to be leaders in your business, then you have to sponsor too many so that you get the 20% really helping you get to the 80% of the work. So if you sponsor less, because that means that if you bring in 100 people in the business, it's only 20 people who will do something in the business. Yeah? So if you bring in one, you are actually making it not even, the probability of getting is almost zero of getting leaders in your team. So you really must sponsor. Now, where do you get people to sponsor? That is one of the questions that many distributors ask, or many people ask when they join our business. Where do you get the people? So personally, I've been really using all avenues to get people. Of course, everyone I meet, I must always befriend them, make them my friends. That is now the creating rapport. So you will meet people in church, you meet people in, you know, when you are traveling, you know, maybe you are seated together in the same vehicle. Make sure you talk to them. Pick up their number. You may not tell them about the business, but pick up their number, you know. We also go for weddings, you know, we go for many things. Make sure that you get to know these people. Be an approachable person, you know. If you smile enough, because we were told if you smile, you're going to attract people to yourself. People don't like people who frown everywhere. So me, I smiled at you, and guess what? We become friends. And by and by, I will be able to introduce you into the business slowly by slowly. And actually, I can say it ranges from a month to even 10 years, because recently I sponsored somebody 2 months ago whom I had talked to about 10 years ago. So it can span as far as 10 years. So it's very important to understand that it may take time. So make sure that you are getting contacts of people all around you. And then nowadays, people have moved to social media. And I think that is what actually contributes to our 80% of our sponsoring comes from social media. So are you familiar with social media? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Instagram? I have seen people in my team, they are 70-year-olds. And they are sponsoring. I have a lady who is now 71 years old. And she doesn't even, she was, she feared social media so much. Do you know what? She had to sign herself up to a tutor who she paid for her to be able to be taught how to use social media. So it doesn't matter where you are, you can do social media and also get people from there. So like me, I use Facebook more often because that is where like everybody in my country is, Facebook, I am always posting things, and you must not even pay Facebook to get people. You just have to engage with people, and you are posting things and you are commenting, and you get people. Like just yesterday evening, I put my picture with my husband on Facebook, and I asked people one question up there. I said, the statement was like this: how do you know us? What do you know about us? I would be excited to read your comments. And guess what? People wrote things. And actually, somebody who knew us from the university where we went here in Kenya said, wow, the maths and physics love bats in the university. And I was like, wow, I got to see this lady, and she's not in my business, but she's online with me, and she had to, comment. Now I am going to prospect her and even sponsor her. So you must be very active in social media, and therefore it will be very, very easy for you to sponsor. So there are so many ways you can sponsor. But first of all, make friends with new people all the time. Everywhere you go, make sure you are making friends with new people, because people are so many. Actually, for me, I say now, actually, time is not enough. Otherwise, there are so many people. Yeah. So, guys, Team Lion Kings, imagine you can be the best in sponsoring in the whole of, globally. You can even be global. I remember there's a time we went to Hong Kong and we were the best in the entire Africa. So it is possible for each one of us to learn and grow. And you know what? Because your leaders are doing it, I've seen the leaders in this team doing big things, moving the products. But guess what, guys? If we can just get a team, an army of people who can be able, yes, to move the products, I'm telling you, you are going to grow a huge business. So that is from me. Over to Josphat.
Wow. You can see Pearose can go on and on up to weekend, because this is the main thing. In fact, we said sponsoring is no longer the main thing. It is the thing. And it's the only thing. So allow me to just advance that a little bit, and we move to, now you've sponsored them. How then do you develop the people you've brought? And that is the team building. How do you build a team? You see, if you're not careful, you can be sponsoring and they exit, and you sponsor, they exit. So finally, you don't have any people in your team. So you keep on rebuilding the business, but we want to look at how do you build a solid team. I'll start from where Pearose had mentioned the point of starting the distributors right. So just 3 things I want to suggest. So number 1 is start the distributors right. You see, when you bring in people into business, new people, you have 100% responsibility over their growth. In as much as they are also adults like you must look at them as young children. the way you you guide your young children, and you take 100% responsibility, knowing very well that in the future, they might even take responsibility over your life, I mean, when you are aged. So by starting them right, we mean immediately they join, first sit them down and let them jot down their dreams. The distance from the brain to the paper through the heart is very critical. So you are now committing them, their hearts into their dreams. Because they will stick into the business, they'll build the business, not because of how good you are or how nice you speak, but because of the commitment they have towards their dreams and goals. So let them jot down their dreams. Let the dreams not be vague. They should not tell you, I want to run out of money. You go to asking them to do what? What you want to achieve with this money. They should be as precise as, by the end of 1 year from now, I want to be driving XYZ. You see, for us, those were very clear dreams. We wanted by a certain time to be driving the best machines, and specifically the latest shape of Land Cruiser. We had clear photos of that. And so we ended up buying it faster than we had planned, because it was very, very clear. So then help them to overcome fears immediately, because when they start the business, they'll start fearing, what if I don't succeed? What if I talk to people and they say no? What if, you know, all those kind of things. So help them to overcome the fears by sharing your testimony, your success story, if you have some success, or your experience that you've gotten so far. Then prepare them to handle rejection. I can tell you, many people, before they get to their houses, they have been rejected several between the meeting venue to their house. So let them know that rejection is part of any success venture, any. By the way, if you are not rejected, then it means you're not doing anything. I mean, anything good will be rejected at the beginning. That's our whole topic. But then finally help them to talk to their friends. Don't assume that they know how to talk to their friends, because team building means the people you have sponsored, you help them to also sponsor until that growth is now almost self-perpetuating or propagating. So that's very critical. So let them have a name list, and then you help them to continue sponsoring using that name list. That's number one. Number two, become a magnet. You see, you cannot build a team if you are repelling. You build a team by attracting them. By the way, one thing that will help you to build a team very easy is rising to a level where your team wants to be. So they will keep on coming up because you are pulling them. You are a magnet. You are a magnet. And you hear them now start talking about, when I grow up, just as just said it at the beginning of the meeting, when I grow up, I want to be like you. So you must be attracting them. So check on how you carry yourself along, how you behave. Will other people want to be around you? You see, they say that your team should always be happy to see you come and sad to see you leave. Unfortunately, many leaders are the opposite. So that your team is so sad and bored to see you come. And they are so happy, they are celebrating that finally you have left, you have gone. Now, that means you are not a magnet. You want to attract them. And one thing that will help you to attract them is let them feel that you care. So when you're bringing people into the business, don't just look at how much I will earn when I bring them, but rather, how will I help them when I bring them so that they can grow and achieve their dreams? From day one, be consumed by the desire to help your people to become better. And it doesn't matter, you know, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. You get that? They don't care how much you know. You might be a professor in the business. They won't care. But if you are releasing points and vocabularies and terminologies of all the products and business in our industry, until they know how much you care, they will never care how much you know. So that's very important, leaders, if you want to really attract people, so that And you see, when they feel loved and cared for, they will have the energy to bring their friends because they know that this is where they belong. By the way, we should operate in our business in a way that people will wonder, where else should we go? Even if they are not yet making a lot of money, they feel so much at home. Like Peter asked Jesus, those who read the Bible, where else do we go? And you are the one with the bread or the, life. So that is the kind of leaders we should be. Magnets, attractive leaders, not repellers. Can I go to the last one? Because I know we cannot exhaust everything. Number 3, behave like a farmer. Behave like a farmer. You see, farmers are very, very wise. They know there's no harvesting without sowing. That one they know. And they also know that what you sow or reap is, what you sow is what you reap or you'll harvest. That one they know. They also know that you'll harvest more than you sow. So now as you sponsor people and you build your team, have those facts on your fingertips. Know that there are some people you will bring on board, and before they even settle, they leave. They leave. So what do? Do like a farmer. The farmer sows seeds, some don't germinate, he will come and replace. He sows seeds, some germinate, and they are choked by thorns. And what will the farmer do? Replace. So the question is, do you sponsor 3 people and you go for holiday? Or do you sponsor 3, and because you know 2 might not really do much, you sponsor some 3 more to replace those who might not move? You see, you are the leader and you are the one with the dream. You are the one who is going to your destiny. So until you get people who are going with you to your destiny, you must keep on looking for them. What I've discovered is you don't need everyone in your business for you to be a multimillionaire, but you need a few leaders. For your information, you better have 3 serious leaders who will bring the whole world than have 100 followers who will bring no one. Instead, they will quit soon. Maybe let me also add this, that you must do the work on yourself so much that you will be in this business for life. It will take time. And just as will tell you, it is not a microwave. You might have wanted to be a director in only 2 months, and it has taken 2 years. You are not yet a director. I have good news for you. You are still on the right track if you never give. But for you to stick around for the longest, you need to really build your capacity. You will have to build resilience. You will have to build that high personal development so that you can be able to withstand, all the storms. It will not always be easy. They say when the going gets tough, the tough keep going. So that is what will distinguish between you as a lifelong leader and those who are here in business just for a season. So as you think of building a team, know that it might take time. So for you to see the end of the day, you need to really work on yourself. I say this, let everyone else quit. Let everyone else backslide and go back to Egypt. But for me, I will have to keep on going until I get to Canaan. For all of us, we have the same destination. Our destiny is the same, the top, 5 diamond director. The question is, will you hang on there until you get to the top? You see, many people, as I wind up, give up when they are too close to success, because success is just on the other end of the corner. But because you cannot see the other side of the corner, you give up not knowing how close you are to the finishing line. As I've said, when you feel like giving up, just hold on for a minute longer. For perhaps that is the only time and place that the tides will turn. God bless you so much. I look forward to celebrating each one of you having built successful businesses, and we'll be meeting the beaches of the world in holidays. If you'll not be with us in Mauritius next month from 11, make sure next year we'll be in the same destination. And that other destination, for your information, will be a global event. So you don't want to miss. And you have the best leaders. So why not take advantage of that? Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless your families. And thank you so much, Justus, for the opportunity to share our story and a few tips that would change the lives of everyone. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you.
Wow.
Back to you, Justus.
Thank you so much. I do not know what's the right words I should be able to use to say thank you so much for these tips, for this amazing time, for sharing with us. Guys, you do not know what it means to actually learn from the best of the best. So on behalf of Team Land Kings, I want to say thank you so much for loving us. Thank you so much for putting off time to come and share with us and mentor us and guide us to see that whatever you're doing, we can also do it so that we can also be able to get where you are. I am going to listen to this recording over and over and over again because I want to learn everything that the number ones in East Africa for over 10 years are doing. I love the consistency. I think that is my take home. The consistency in doing the basics, the consistency on social media, the consistency in inviting, the consistency in talking to people. I think to me that is my take home. And just like you've closed, you said that there are people who would love to travel to Mauritius, but unfortunately they are missing. But then you also said there is a very high possibility that they can actually go for the next travel. You know, from this meeting, I just learned that you actually became a SAFA director in only 7 months. My goodness. So what does this mean to everyone that is listening? If they can do it, we also can do it. And guess the good news is they've taken enough time to share with us what they have been doing all the way from when they started the business, which is sponsoring. And I also love the way you put it. I mean, you said that the power or the money is in building the network. The steps are in building the network. All these travels, the incentives, they're all in the power of building the network. So guys, I would really, really want us to make sure that we do whatever our number one have been able to share with us. Let's go ahead and do it so that we can be able to grow and succeed. I mean, tomorrow from exactly 4 to 6, we are actually going to be hosting a very big company experience meeting with guest speakers coming in from South Africa. Now, if you were listening carefully, I do not expect any one of us to appear in that meeting with less than 20 guests. And he put it very clear. The more people that we speak to, the more chances of having people getting started. The more people that we invite, the more chances of having guests in the meeting. The more people that we sponsor, the more we are going to get chances of getting those serious ones. So I mean, you've really, really nailed it. I want to say thank you. Guys, let's go ahead and do everything that has been talked about because it is very, very possible. You've heard it from the horse's mouth that you can actually be a world team member in the next 7 months. So it is possible. Let's go ahead and do it. And once again, thank you so much, my mentors, for putting off time to share with us. I do believe that the people that have been listening in, I believe that the seeds have fallen onto the right grounds, fertile grounds, and I know because we are hungry. We are tired of where we are. I know we are going to make it. So thank you so much. I look forward to meeting you in Mauritius so that we can be able to enjoy and be able to catch up. Thank you so much and have a blessed night.
Thank you all. God bless you guys.
Bless you too and have a great night.
Thank you. Good night.